The Rest of Eternity podcast, production by Lynn and Dave. Episode 2, The Dream. After wandering all night, Luke finally grew weary and settled beside a small brook, its gentle trickle singing as it wound its way through rocks and moss. He lay down in the soft grass, the rhythm of the water echoing his lost melody. Its quiet, unending flow felt like a lullaby, and soon Luke slipped into a deep, restful sleep. In his dream the world was warm and golden, with sunlight spilling over a rolling meadow filled with wildflowers. The air was alive with bird song, and a soft breeze whispered across his face. At the heart of this vision, a young maiden appeared, her form shimmering like the morning mist. She wore a gown of pale green, her hair a cascade of dark curls that caught the sun's light. Her eyes sparkled with kindness, framed by a gentle smile that seemed to promise comfort and understanding. She was tending a small flock of sheep, her hands soft and careful as she guided them along. When she looked up and saw him, her smile widened, and she stepped closer. "Luke," she spoke, her voice like the song of the brook, gentle yet vibrant, carrying a hint of something ancient. "I have been waiting for you." Luke's heart quickened, though he did not know why. "Who are you?" he asked, entranced by her presence. "How do you know my name?" She laughed softly, a sound like bells carried on the breeze. "I am known by many names," she replied. "Some call me the Spirit of Song, others the Keeper of the Green Hills, but you may call me Evelyn." "Evelyn," he repeated, savoring the name, letting it roll off his tongue like a forgotten prayer. Evelyn reached out a slender hand, and he took it without hesitation. Her touch was warm, grounding, yet magical, as if through her he could feel the life of the meadow, the hills, and the brook that sang beside him. "I have heard your melody, Luke," she said, her eyes locking with his. "You play from the heart, with a voice that yearns to be free. But it is not enough to sing in secret or in defiance. There is more you must seek." "What must I do?" Luke asked, the words barely a whisper. "I only know this tavern and these hills. I've no place else to go." Evelyn's gaze softened as she studied him. "Beyond the walls of the Repos de l'Eternité lies a world forgotten by those who dwell within it. There are songs yet unsung, places yet unseen, and people who need to remember what you have discovered. When the soul of a people is quieted, only a true song can rouse them." "But how can I show them?" Luke asked, feeling the weight of his task. "They only listen to the guardians. They drink to forget." She smiled and laid a hand over his heart. "The music you carry is not yours alone. It is the voice of all who seek freedom. Take up the song, Luke, and they will listen. Go beyond these hills, and you will find those who are ready to join you. And when you play your song with all your heart, I will be there waiting." Evelyn began to fade, but her hand lingered over his heart, leaving a warmth that seeped deep within him. As her form became part of the mist, she spoke one last time, her words like a promise carried on the wind. "I shall wait for you, Luke, in the fields where freedom's song still echoes. When you play it true, you will find me again." Luke stirred as the vision dissolved, the warmth of her touch still lingering on his chest. He awoke by the brook with the first light of dawn breaking over the hills. The memory of Evelyn's face and her words shone bright within him. It was more than a dream. It was a call, one he felt in every fiber of his being. Clutching the remnant of his broken lute, he stood, the song in his heart stronger than ever. He knew now what he had to do. He would go beyond the walls of the tavern, beyond the towns and villages, until his song reached those who were ready to remember the world they had lost. And somewhere, someday, he knew he would find Evelyn again, smiling as she waited in the fields where freedom lived.